Welcome to Alpha Proto. I'm Alpha Proto, and today we are animating Cyborg Tao Pai Pai. This is not the screen I'm supposed to be at. Here we go. Sorry about that. I was going to stream earlier, but I was cooking dinner, and cooking dinner took a while, so this is when we are streaming. Last week, I posted a video that said I was going to draw 3 portraits and do this one animation. Well, that didn't go as scheduled because, allergies started acting up yesterday. Allergies are still kind of bothering me. I'm not speaking as clear as I could. But I'm cool. We can get through this. I know people subscribe to me to see pixel art, so that's what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you pixel art. Alright, this is Tao Pai Pai, cyborg form. If you look up here, you see that he was based on Tien Shinhan. What I did was I changed his colors. That's the first thing I did. I wanted to see how much I would have to edit Tien Shinhan to end up with a Tao Pai Pai. I didn't even plan on spriting the hands, but I did in the end. This is the first iteration of the character. The arms, they're mostly the same. I did add sleeves, but the upper arms, I changed the color of the arms. The pants are the same. This, I actually ended up bringing down the bottom of the pants. And I think I made the bottom of his tunic longer. But yeah, since they're both part of the Crane School, in my mind, they would share a lot of moves. It's just that he would have variations, sort of like Ryu to Ken. Like, his move would probably be at an angle and have cyborg components to it because he's a cyborg now. Main reason I decided cyborg Tao instead of just normal Tao, which is he's cool when he's just normal Tao too. It's just that instead of it's basically because if he was just normal, he would just be Tien all over again. But instead of a Dodon Pa or Dodon Ray that's a laser beam or made from Ki, it would be a Dodon Pa that was made from energy blast. Plus he could change his hands into knives and stuff. So I could take a Tien Shinhan move that swipes with his hands and then just add a knife component to it, which would make it a semi-original move, I guess. Here is the Game Boy Advance sprite that I got the colors from it, and I made this one, and then after a while I decided to just adjust. Since I could use more than just 16 colors, I decided to use my own color palette. The face was actually inspired by this sprite too, so you could probably see the resemblance. I did use a lot of colors from this. I think in the original show, most of this was all kind of the same color, but now it isn't. It's separated more. The movement is pretty good. It's like kind of a circular motion. I always recommend using circular motions in your fighting game stances to keep them more interesting, instead of just back and forth motions. This is going back and forth, but it has a circular motion too. You could actually see his finger going up and down. I'm going to take this and enlarge the canvas, but first I'm going to select this color and put it back here so that... Alright, 150. by 150. Set that down. Alright. That did not work the way I wanted. Let's try this again. Wait, it did it? Huh, that's weird. Why was it white? It was green here. Anyway, graphic scale has some things that you have to get used to. I guess I was a, what you call an early adopter of graphic scale. I actually paid, I think, $5 or $4 for it. I really don't need this anymore. Let's put this here. Let me check something. I want to see how far apart the feet are. Yeah, they're just 1 pixel height difference. Which is interesting. Let me check this. Okay, this foot is farther up. I actually think this foot should be 1 pixel back and this one should be 1 pixel lower. I would assume this leg would be closer up and this one would be farther back. Even the way I lit them, this leg here has more light on it than this leg back here. So let's just do that now before we start actually doing the animation. So I will move this up. It's 1 pixel. Maybe the foot. I'll actually adjust the foot itself. Nah, it has to be that big. Alright. What about here? What if I bring this leg down? Yeah, that's 1 pixel difference. Most Dragon Ball sprites are 1 pixel difference as far as like foot placement. Well, they used to be. I think that Vegito's feet were one was higher than the one was higher than the other, and let's press save. Okay. Got the lasso tool, and this is gonna be straight ahead animation. This is how most people animate their pixel art. The difference is, I'm gonna show you the difference between how most people who do full Mugen characters do it and how I do it. So this is the base sprite, so I'm gonna duplicate that. And I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna make him go left. And the best way to do that is pick a pivot point, or a point where he's going to actually be animating at. And I'm going to pick the ankles. Alright, let's try that again. Trying not to pick certain parts. That's pretty good. Right. I'm gonna move it over 1 pixel. I don't know if it should go down, up, like this, or you know what does this do? Yeah, he goes clockwise. Well, I guess this one will go clockwise too. But it wouldn't be raising from the ankle, it would be raising from the toe. So I would take the foot And a good spot would be the heel of this foot. 1 pixel up, 1 pixel over. I'll clean up these lines later. Duplicate it again. Actually, let's turn green transparent. That's probably the reason why. Yeah, it's already the transparent color. See, the frame rate's different. Let me. There we go. Duplicate this. So this was up forward. This one's going to be down. Same pivot point at the toe. So you can always, you can already see it going in a circle. But I think I'm gonna make him pivot at the knees now. Same frame, he's just not gonna move back yet. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Down. Now I'm going to duplicate this. And here. And back. Right, what do we got? Let's pay attention to the feet. Alright, you've got a circular motion. It's moving up and down. I could probably work with this. Okay, let's move the... Thinking about moving the arms. This arm up and down. Oh, whoa. Kind of messed up. Okay, I think the arm should be following. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even look at the chat. I've been focusing on the art this whole time. I'm like 8 minutes late. My apologies. Strap Productions says, "Good evening, Mr. Proto. Thank you for showing up to my stream today." Ah, no problem. I was lurking. Lurk. I guess this would be a primetime stream in California with the 2-hour difference. Prime time. Yeah, the chat should be the most important thing. I don't know what came over me. I'm trying to see where this... Here. I think that's it. Alright, I'm gonna erase this arm. Wow, this is tough. No wonder there's so many bad animations out in the world. Okay, this doesn't move at all between these 2 frames. Oh boy, that's awkward. Okay, let's pull this arm in. This should give the illusion that the arm's foreshortening. Alright, let's do this again. This way. Now I'm going to take this on. Got that. Here. Kinda lost part of his finger. Let's see if I can give his finger back. Let me check something. Okay, that transparency is on. This is kind of weird. I'm using the new YouTube streaming and it is so weird. I would think that I would see the stream, but I don't see it. I don't know why they got rid of the classic one. Well, the classic one's an option, but I don't know why they're trying to get rid of it. I think that's why I didn't see the chat. I have a restream chat window open that shows a chat between YouTube and Twitch and maybe Proto, I think that's what it's called. Alright, this hand should be going around in a circle, but it is going left and right. Okay, let's copy this arm and make it rise up. Alright, that's the circle. Wax on, wax off. Oh wow, it didn't even change my thumbnail. I kinda hate that. Okay, no wonder people aren't clicking on here. Let me show you. Yeah, I didn't know that the thumbnail was still the same. Thank you for using YouTube Studio. Please tell us why you need to go back to Creator Classic Studio. Check all that apply. All that apply. Other. Nothing works. Exclamation mark. Submit. Yeah, let me change the thumbnail for everyone will see what I'm working on. Because if everyone thinks I'm working on Alice still, then they won't show up. Yeah, I don't know why they messed with stuff when it was already working. It worked fine. Now nothing works. Sorry for the delay. I just need to upload this. I mean, fix this. Let me change my thumbnail. And I will be right back. Yeah. Trap, do you use YouTube Studio? Because the original was pretty good. I mean, if I wanted to, I could send tweets out. It had an option to share with a tweet what I'm doing, that I'm streaming, and it let me schedule when I was going to stream. The new one, I don't know what's going on. But nothing works. Alright, let me check and see if my thumbnail changed. Yeah, okay. No. Man, I'm having a hard time navigating all this stuff. Sorry everyone. Sorry. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone knows what I'm actually streaming. Since my thumbnail is not accurate. Okay, now I go to my channel, and it's still using the old thumbnail. That's not cool. That is not cool. Change thumbnail. I don't know if that's possible during this stream. Yeah, classic's the way to go. This stream 91, set that to 92. Everything I set on the new stream options on YouTube, none of it changed. None of it changed. It lied to me. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, sure, fella. Yeah, we changed it, yeah. Okay, everything's good to go. Then 30 minutes later, I'm like, nothing's right. Nothing. Alright. Everything looks in order now. And just because I'm gonna go through my alerts again. Swift trigger. And chef finding a bottle. That was 10 days ago. Signed up. Alright. Back to the pixel art. My apologies, my apologies. Blame it on YouTube. It may seem like my incompetence, but let's just blame it on YouTube. Blame it on YouTube. Alright. Oh wow, I did that. Okay. The knees aren't moving. What do I got? Okay, let's work on this. Oh, it's Trap Productions says, Mr. Proto, theoretically, which part would you want to play, Superman or Green Lantern? It'd be Jon Stewart like in Justice League Unlimited. I really don't know Jon Stewart. I didn't watch Justice League Unlimited or Justice League. I saw a little bit. I remember the premiere of the show, but I never actually watched it. I at least know Superman. And the only thing I know about Jon Stewart is he works at a barber shop. Hey, that helped. Oh yeah, man, there's a lot of episodes of Justice League though. It was on prime time and I was working at the time, so I didn't get to... Or was I going to school? I think I was going to college. And I had homework and stuff. And I was working. So yeah, I didn't watch a lot of television. One, two, three, four, five. How many is this? Six. Wow, that's 6 frames. Maybe if I actually referenced this more. It's moving way too fast. He needs more frames. What frames should I duplicate? So I'll try this one. Superman or Jon Stewart? Oh man, it's not the last one too. Yeah, Justice League premiered back in 2001. Yeah, it's one of the many things on my to watch later list. So many things on my to watch later list. Well, I forgot how much I'd have problems animating stances. I think that helped. I keep forgetting this isn't a belt, this is like the top of his tunic. Maybe I should move the shoulder more. Kind of a right here. It's a jitter. One, two, three, four. Wait, one. Okay. Goes left. Copy this arm, put it on the I don't know, is that even weirder? Over. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen the last episode of Justice League Unlimited. There was a Batman Beyond wrap-up. That was really smart of them. That was very considerate, too, to actually wrap up Batman Beyond's story. Because it probably planned on having that episode, but it never got to. I don't like those. Okay, let's just put this tunic back where it was on all of them and we'll figure something out. This Trot Production says, yeah, that was great, especially since Batman Beyond is my favorite version of Batman. Really? 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 I'm kind of... Oh. I'm of the camp of, if it's not Bruce Wayne, it's not really Batman. So, it was hard for me to watch an old Bruce Wayne. That's just me personally speaking. Yeah, it still doesn't look that great. That's what... Yeah, this is gonna take hours and hours and hours to make it look right. This Trot Production says, I loved it because it combined Batman with a sci-fi setting, so that made it more compelling to me. I didn't like the... Well, the art style in WB DC products was getting really flat anyway by the time that this... I think it was Adventures of Batman and Robin. You know, where everything turned all red. The sky turned red and Batman start wearing black, gray, and brown, and it wasn't a Bruce Timm design anymore. I think it was designed by some Japanese guy who was inspired by Bruce Timm. I don't know. Everything just looked really flat. I didn't like that. His feet. I'm keeping the feet. I'm putting the feet back where they were because if he's putting weight on the feet, they should go back where they were. Well, I guess maybe this frame, then this next one, and what just happened? Okay. Copy, paste. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Putting the puzzle back together. Kind of makes sense. If you squint your eyes really hard, it kind of makes it look like it makes sense. Okay. This Trap Production says, yeah, they changed the animation style to be compatible with Superman the Animated Series. Yeah, that's true. Superman was... I don't know, it didn't seem that bad, though. I mean, it didn't seem that flat. I know he used to have a blue highlight on his shoulders in the... back when he was on Fox. And then they took it away. He had a little bit more form when he was on Fox Kids. Yeah, I think they actually shaded a little bit more. Then they took away the shading and made them flatter. Which saves time on animation, but it ruins form. I waited so long for that that Superman show. When WB first started and they had those commercials, I just wanted to see more and more. Okay, let's put this over here. It's 200%, let's try 300. Now there's something to look at. Still doesn't seem like it's moving enough. I could just leave it this way and reconstruct all the parts that are broken. I guess I'll fill in these gaps since I'm still trying to figure it out, and this is just taking time to think about. For some reason, for some reason I can't color pick this white. And I don't know why. Okay, what if I use color replacer? Will it... No, it's not doing anything. That's very strange. Oh yeah, Istrap Production says he has the entire Superman animated series. Yeah, my brother and I collected all of the DVDs. They were released in volume, so we have Superman, all the Batman, all the Animaniacs, all the Pinky and the Brains, most of that WB stuff. Freakazoid, Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim was... I need to rewatch that. We bought the stuff. I didn't actually rewatch everything. But when we got the Blu-ray, the DVDs of Batman and... The Batman DVDs we watched, this had a lot of extras. I'm really into watching extras. It makes me feel like I'm a part of the creative process. Even though I'm just someone watching other people work. That may be the reason I make these streams and videos and stuff. Because I figure if I enjoy watching people make stuff, maybe other people will too, and I could learn something. I think we have Batman Beyond. I just never watched it. I didn't really care for it that much. But I always did feel like there was a twist. I always wondered why. What's his name? McGinnis and his brother. They both had black hair and their dad didn't, and neither did their mom. And it's like, what? Why don't they look like their parents? And then they explained it. That was such a weird explanation. I think they it kind of reminds me of how I think they said Talia al Ghul like drugged Bruce Wayne or Batman when he was like asleep and raped him, and that's how Damian Wayne was born, or at least that was the implication that I got. But then later I kind of heard a retroactive change that it was like she stole blood from him and or something from him that way, so she didn't actually rape Batman, which I guess is better, but it's just it's more like, oh, we can't have her, we don't want Batman to be a rape victim, let's kind of change that. It's kind of like how there's that PSA comic of how I think that Peter Parker got molested as a kid. He was like, Spider-Man's like telling a story about how he got molested as a kid. And they're like, what? So it's like, yeah, so in continuity, Peter Parker got molested as a kid. And no one talks about it. Unless no one counts the PSA. But it was made by Marvel, so I guess it was. This Trap Production says, I just saw Batman forgot to bring his bat prophylactics. Well, that's one thing I don't like about characterization of Batman. As someone who sleeps around and stuff. I always figured he was too disciplined to be like that. I know he's human, but I thought the whole point of Batman was to be beyond human. You know, sort of like how Superman is an ideal person. Like what people are supposed to strive to be. I always thought Batman was supposed to be like what we could achieve. It's kind of like Bruce Wayne not drinking. That's why I didn't like Batman v Superman. There was some really cool stuff. Batman fought like Batman finally in a movie. But all the drinking and sleeping around and stuff, that's not my Batman. My Batman doesn't drink alcohol. Like, I always thought that Adam West's interpretation was based on, you know, something. Like, even in the animated series, he didn't drink alcohol. Like, people would offer him something to drink and he'd say, no thanks. Or no thank you, or whatever. Because he's Batman. So in my mind, Batman never drunk alcohol, and that's one reason I don't. Which is weird, you know, having a fictional character be a role model, but I think we do that all the time. Like, with Lobo, like if I was a really big fan of Lobo, and Wolverine, I'm sure Wolverine and Lobo and Spike Spiegel and all the people in Cowboy Bebop, they're smoking cigarettes. Encouraged a generation of people to pick up the habit, you know? I mean, I ate pizza. It's my favorite food for decades because I was a fan of the Ninja Turtles. And then I figured out, you know what? I like pizza. It's really good, but you know what? I don't think I like it as much as I thought I did. Because there's food I'd rather have sometimes. So pizza went from being my favorite food to being one of my favorite foods. Now I like bourbon chicken or sesame chicken. Once I had sesame chicken, I was like, what is this? And then I knew. Then I knew I really liked sesame chicken more than pizza, which was different. To admit that I had a favorite food that wasn't pizza for once. But it was nice to have something that represented what I liked and not what I thought I should like. This Trap Production says, but Batman has had so many girlfriends. Vicky Vale, Selena Kyle, Talia al Ghul, Wonder Woman, Barbara Gordon. Which is so wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, has he really had girlfriends though? Or has he just shared a kiss with them on a rooftop somewhere? That's what I always imagined. It's like, that's about it. It's never a personal relationship. It's more like, that's what I've always imagined about Batman myself. There was never, like, to me, I'm not the kind of person who says, yeah, she's got the hots for him, I guess he slept with her. It was more like, you know, he's Batman. That's why they like him, and he's like, yeah, I'm Batman. I care more about fighting crime than I do about being in a relationship or sleeping with somebody. That's another reason why I didn't like Terry McGinnis that much. He cared more about being a regular person than Batman. Which is the reason I really hate the Dark Knight trilogy's Batman. Like, Nolan's Batman. It didn't seem like he was never as dedicated as the animated series Batman when it came to being Batman. He stopped being Batman for 8 years. And the thing that got him out of retirement was seeing Selena Kyle. And the reason he wanted to retire at first was for he could be with the other chick. And it was always like, yeah, this Batman thing's a temporary thing. I'm alright. I'll be okay. I just need to do this for a little bit. Then I'll be okay. But with the animated series, in Batman Beyond, he did say that when he talks to himself, he thinks of himself as Batman and not Bruce. So when he had that vision of his parents talking to him and they called him Bruce, he thought it was real because he doesn't call himself Bruce. It's another thing about Batman in the animated series. In private, his real voice is the Batman voice, but his Bruce Wayne voice is the fake voice. Where in in all the movies and stuff, going back to the Tim Burton movie, the Batman voice was the Batman voice, and his Bruce Wayne voice was his Bruce Wayne voice. But in the animated series, his Bruce Wayne voice was the fake voice that he put on when he was Bruce Wayne in public, but his Batman voice was his real voice that he would use in private. Which was really cool. Smurfy is here. Batman's McBang girls on a rooftop, then dodged her calls. Ah, come on. That's not my Batman. That's not the Batman that I grew up with. That's the Batman within the past 10 years that they've altered and tarnished. There's so many things they've done to Batman that I'm not proud of. I used to at least say, well, the animated series Batman, he's alright. And then the comic had him get Barbara pregnant. And it's like, what's going on? Like, I could say, well, the cartoon series, they kind of messed up there, but... No, wait, the comic books, they kind of messed him up a little bit, but... At least in the cartoon series, he's not tarnished. And then the animated series comic book tells you, yeah, he's a creep. And it's like, what's the deal? What is your deal? There was never any romantic connotations between Barbara Gordon and Batman that I knew of. It's like that all started popping up in the second season of Batman Adventures. I think that's what's called, the Red Sky season. And it's like, whoa, hold up. Why is this happening? What are you doing to Batman? Why are you making Batman a player? What have you done to my Batman? Wind and Fire Productions. That's a... Oh, that's a pretty good towel sprite there. Thanks! The animation is... It's not coming along as easy as I would have hoped. I thought this was... This is like... salty bet levels of animation right now. But I want like... I don't know. What level of animation I want? I want like Street Fighter Alpha level animation. Yeah, I'm not really digging it. Strut Production says, that's also something I hated, and it's something Bruce Timm was way into. He ships Bruce and Barbara too hard. Yeah, definitely, and it's kind of no going back from it because he got what he wanted. He got in an animated movie. It's so out of character. It's so out of character. Now, if they started off like she was a groupie of Batman and that's why she went... Sort of like the Sakura story in Street Fighter. The original manual that I have for Street Fighter Alpha 2 that she debuted in, the manual says that one day, it's very similar to the Alpha movie. What they say happens. They got assaulted, like a bully or something showed up and harassed them or assaulted them, like, you know, or attempted to assault them, and then Ryu showed up and saved them. And after that moment, she knew she wanted to be like Ryu, you know, or at least meet him. Which is a weird thing for a girl to want, you know? Like a teenage girl to want. To be a Street Fighter. Like, you could say that she wants to, you know, get strong and stuff, but why? That was the interesting thing about Street Fighter 5, her story mode. It's like, why have I been doing this whole time? It doesn't make any sense. And then it's like, she realizes, oh, I've been doing this to try to get close to Ryu and have something in common with him so he'd notice me. It was this whole time she was in a notice me senpai sort of state of mind and she didn't even know it. Because she finally meets Ryu again and she's like, okay, I'm trying to be an adult, I'm out of high school, I'm trying to pick my way through college and everything, and it's like, why am I still street fighting? Why do I care about this? Why did I even start this? And it was like, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with Ryu. And then she tries to talk Ryu into, like, you know, she's like, why are you doing this? Why are you fighting? Just for she can, like, figure out what the deal is. But yeah, up until that moment, I never saw that. But that's probably the most introspective thing they ever did in these Street Fighter V storylines that have popped up. Most of them are like throwaway that don't really pay off anything over the past years. But that really, that like shined a light on everything. It's like, oh, that's why she's street fighting. She never even knew it. Smurf said, says, yeah, have fun animating those clothes. That's pretty much what Chi-Chi wears. Yeah, this cloak area right here, that's gonna be... Part of me feels like I'll have to just redraw all of it. I thought I could just move some parts over a little bit, but that's not. I haven't been getting the results I wanted out of that. I'm looking over here, and this just kind of scrapes. See, it hardly moves on this small sprite. Just kind of drags on the ground a little bit, you know. But I'm not feeling that. It's not working. This Trap Production says that kind of realization is pretty huge for a Capcom character. Yeah, I still think about it. It's like, it's a big revelation for her. Like, if you look at her as a whole, you've looked into, they've shown hints at her future. Like, with Street Fighter versus Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter ending, you see her as a mother. So if she grows up like to be a normal person and she has a son, and it's like, in the back of your mind you're saying, who's the father? And then you look at I think it's Star Gladiator. Star Gladiator says that Hayato was descended from a Street Fighter, a legendary Street Fighter. So that's kind of hinting that Hayato is a descendant. I think that's the word, descendant of Ryu. Capcom likes throwing hints at relationships and stuff around, like Gunlock and Slam Masters. They said that he's Guile's brother. I don't know. I think that's a purely American thing right there, the Gunlock situation. Let me see if I can close these fingers just by moving the sprite down a little bit. It looks like it's working. Maybe I should do the bottom. Sorry about that. The bottom fingers first. Oh yeah, this is like Smurf Yes, Chi-Chi as far as the... There's a lot of things similar about this. The arm reach out. Is the stance still like this? Oh boy, let's use this. This will fix it. There, I should actually animate this finger. Redraw it, I mean. That'll probably work better. Yeah, that's not working. Let's do that here too. Yeah, that's not working either. So this kind of works. That, I don't know. Maybe if I use this hand again. Right here. No, not really. I would have to redraw that whole hand. I don't want to. Anyway, yeah, Smurf, yeah, says, yeah, many things Capcom related are American folklore. Yeah, like Dalsim eating super spicy curry to get his fire-breathing powers. Blanca using capoeira That's his fighting style. Cammy being a former lover of bison. What else? What else? Ryu and Ken using Shotokan karate as their fighting style. Anything else? Ugh, I don't like this fighting stance. It's just moving too fast. Let's drop it down to 10. Now it's choppy. Seven? Yeah, what's with that? Blanca being Nash. Oh yeah, that was like a purely movie thing though. Smurfia says, yeah, Blanca being Nash. Alright, I think it's at salty bet levels of animation now. This back arm, what am I gonna do with this back arm? Okay, I guess as this arm goes this way, this one will go backwards. So that would be here. So I'll move it from the shoulder. Nah, over the shoulder. Now I've got to copy this arm and throw it onto the other body. Then I've got to edit this arm again. Guess I'll move this whole shoulder back. Nah. Probably here. Yeah. Let me move this too. And I'll grab this, and I'll put this on this. Well, now this arm's doing something. It still doesn't look that good. Oh. Strut production. Shotokan instead of Ansatsuken. Smurfy says poison being a dude. That's in the original manga. That's in the original. They did that. That's okay. Japan did that for the American audience. Wouldn't have to change it. So they did that before they shipped it to Japan. So technically, America didn't do it. Japan did it for America. It wasn't America doing it for American audiences. It was Japan doing it for American audiences before they even shipped the character to America. So therefore, it was always listed as a new half. Yeah, that's what it says in the Japanese manual in Japan. So overall, they tried to find a middle ground. So Poison was never biologically a woman in Japan. Smurfy asks, Birdie said he was really sick in Street Fighter 1, so it made him pale white guy. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's clearly a different design, Birdie. They just decided they wanted him to be black one day when they were making Alpha. I guess they just felt like it needed to be more diverse. This Truck Production says, at least now the stories are being somewhat unified as Capcom takes more part in the stories of their characters. Yeah, the heights are all over the place, kinda still. They're off by a few inches. Street Fighter V select screen has different heights than the Street Fighter 2 profile pictures had. Because I memorized the Street Fighter 2 profile heights. And the Street Fighter 2 profile heights are what they have in the... Wait, what is this? The Street Fighter 2 the animated movie the complete works of Street Fighter 2 the animated movie. That's the heights they have listed for the character. So Ryu and Ken are listed at 5 foot 10 inches, not 5 foot... I think they're 5 foot 9 inches now. All their birthdays, everything that they said that their height and birthdays and weights were, and I think they're the same. Sagat's was really weird though. It was so weird. He was like, okay, they have 7'5", 303 pounds, but I think the Street Fighter 2 said he was like 270. I was like, man, if you're 7'5", 270, you're like a stick man. I feel like looking that up right now. Let me see. Street Fighter 2 bio. Street Fighter 2 SNES bio? Is that what I would look up? Okay, says E Honda, weight 304 pounds, 6'2", and the complete works of Street Fighter 2 movie. That's what does it say? Yeah, I keep this next to me all the time. Oh, that's actually different. The complete works of Street Fighter 2, the movies say that E Honda is 6'1", including hair, 353 pounds, and born November 3rd, 1960. And Street Fighter 2 for Super NES says, yeah, same birth date, but they say 6'2", 304, so they added an extra 53 pounds to him in the movie, which seems more accurate. Anyway, well, I'm just talking now. Ooh, yeah. Smurfy says Birdie was apparently Titan's tag team partner in Saturday Night Slam Masters. I remember reading that somewhere. I don't know if it's official or not. It may be true. It's so strange, it may be true. It'd be good backstory. Because one of Birdie's attributes is he does kind of want money and fame, not on the level of like Balrog, where Balrog's like kind of insanely vain and egotistical on wanting money. But yeah, he would search for money and fame through that. That's why he wanted to be part of. He wanted the easy life, and that's why he wanted to be part of Shadaloo in the first place. And then Street Fighter V had him leave Shadaloo because he didn't want to wear the hat. Because the hat messed up his hair. That's such a shallow reason for wanting to leave. It's like, it's not because they're an evil organization. It's because he just doesn't like their uniform because it messes up his hair. That's I like that. In a way, it's silly, but it tells you a little bit more. It tells you something about Birdie as a person. It's just weird that it takes all these years just to get some decent info on these characters. Oh, graphic scale, why do you do this to me? Is it here? No, I think that's out of place. I think this is out of place. This... wait. Oh boy, let's try this again. Alright, I should get back to the chat right after I do this. Strange. This kind of works, I guess. Maybe I should have did that with the... Oh yeah, Smurfia says Shadaloo is pretty crappy organization anyway. None is in it for Shadaloo outside of Fong, and he's only doing it because he couldn't kill Bison. You know what? All these years after watching the animated movie back in 1994 and watching Street Fighter 2V and playing all the games up until Street Fighter 5, Shadaloo seemed like a force to be reckoned with. It seemed really scary and dark and foreboding and powerful. But then you see Street Fighter 5 and how Ono and everyone portrayed it. It seems like it's run by a bunch of goofs. I mean, you look at how everyone running around in the background, all stumbling around and tripping over themselves and afraid, and their weird uniforms, and it's like, this isn't the organization I thought it was. I thought these guys were tough and brutal, but no, it's a bunch of goofballs. It's really disappointing. I thought that it would be a good representation of of what a criminal organization would be like, but it wasn't. It was just they're a bunch of dorks. Bison, his lackeys, they're not. Honestly, I think that if you go back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1989 or 1990, whatever movie that was, you look at the way that the Shredder ran the Foot Clan, which was just a bunch of orphan runaway kids. Those runaway kids were tougher than what Shadaloo soldiers and stuff ended up looking like, you know? It's really disappointing. Street Fighter animated movie, it was like, okay, I recruit the best fighters in the world to be my lackeys and my assassins and my killers and my proteges and all that stuff. That's why I want Ryu as my protege and one of the kings of Shadaloo, and then you have Street Fighter V and and then you see Shadaloo and it's like, where this goofy Well, I look back at the uniforms and I look at how Cammy and the dolls were dressed. And I guess you could kind of say that, yeah, that kind of correlates to each other. But I mean, come on, man. I still think back to the movie, Bison's walking down a hallway. Him and the Shadaloo's kings, and they're like, they just demand respect from their very presence. People just freak out and move out of the way. It's like, they walk like... I love the way that power walk, they're just walking, and they don't wait for people. The people move out of their way. They put no consideration for the people in front of them. They just walk. It's so intimidating and cool. That's something that would make you say, you know what, Shadaloo's evil, but man, the respect and power that they demand and convey is so cool. But now you look at Street Fighter V and it's like, huh. They have an evil plan to block out the sun. Wow, this G.I. Joe or something? What? Come on, man. This one of Mr. Burns' plots from The Simpsons, verbatim. I mean, come on, man. M. Bison, are you Mr. Burns? Are you C. Montgomery Burns? I thought you were cool. I knew he was arrogant. I love the way he fought Ryu and Kid in the movie. He's just cracking jokes, and it's like it reminds me of how Ninja Turtles. One thing I like about the Ninja Turtles, and well, not one thing. It is one of the things, but I love a lot about that movie. But one of the things I love about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movies, the first two movies, when they fight, it's like breathing to them. It's like they halfway enjoy it, but they don't have glory in it because they've been training and fighting their whole life. So them beating someone up, it's not like, ooh, I knocked someone out. It's more like they're cracking jokes about how they're beating people up. It's the same thing that Nappa did in Dragon Ball Z in the Ocean dub. It's like he's killing people, but he's actually having fun about it. It's like he's not worried in the least. He's just, everyone's, oh no, Tien's dead. Oh no, Yamcha's dead. Oh, Chaosu's dead. Oh, we're all gonna die. And he's just having fun. I just saved. Why am I doing this? I'm sorry, it's a habit. It's probably a good habit to save like that. Oh, It's Trap Production says, I mean, they had Shadaloo challenge the Mishima Zaibatsu in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. What Capcom is showing lately would not be able to challenge that organization. Yeah, that's true. The Mishima Zaibatsu in their world take on G-Corp. So, yeah, they're really strong. They have pet bears, sentient pet bears, and boxing velociraptors, you know? So they're serious about their world domination, but they're doing it through business. I guess. Alright, this is Garbo. I don't like this animation. It's like I halfway see potential, but then but what I see is what's in front of me. Oh boy. I feel like saving again. Control S. Why does it take me to save ass though? Shouldn't it just be save? But yeah, evil criminal organizations and video games. Shadowloo fell so many bars in the ranking of evil organizations. They are a bunch of goofs. How can you be afraid of Shadowloo? Seriously, how could anybody respect them anymore? They were feared and respected. Yahoo! They are some nasty pieces of work. I am honored. We're not joking. Maybe DJ's response in the animated movie was the right response. Just don't even care. Oh, it's Shadowloo. Who cares? Who cares? Join them or die. Yeah, right, Gal. Have you seen those guys there? Come on. They're nothing to be worried about. DJ had the right responses all these years. They're gonna take over the world, ah. But they were never represented as a group that would want to take over the world until Street Fighter V. They were always just... The animated movie made it seem like drug smuggling and... drugs and weapon smuggling. Illegal weapons. Not world domination. Yeah, that's pretty good. I should probably redo these pants. Use this black and run outline like that. I've been deceived. Shadowloo is just a bunch of goofs. They're nothing to worry about. Then in Street Fighter 2V, Bison wanted to destroy all humans to save the world from pollution and save the world from pollution and human waste and all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna go around this and hopefully I can make it seem like it's flowing a bit more. Now I'm going to use this color and go around the edge to make it look like it's dragging a little bit behind. and then it'll catch up. See, that's not too bad. It's probably a little too drastic. So I'll use this and round that out a little more. Yeah, that's not too bad. That actually looks interesting. Now I used to do the same with the other color. Oh, comments. I better read comments. Okay. Lunchabillion. Welcome, Lunchabillion. Lunchabillion says, it's not bad, but the cloth needs to bounce fluidly for it to really work. Yeah, I'm working on it. Smurfia says, I've learned that every frame needs to be done from scratch. That's why sketched the animation out first. I can, well, if I go over all the animation, you know, if I go over all this choppy, salty bet animation, frame by frame, maybe I can get something salvageable, you know? It's just that I have a really hard time with consistency, like keeping shapes and sizes and all that the same. But if I chop it up and paste it back together, I have a better chance of doing that. That's pretty good. Just need to go over every, like, chop it up, put it back together, and then kind of paint over it. It's like if you got a model kit and you sawed off the arms and put it in a different position, or changed all the whole position of the limbs, and then you like spackled it and filled in all the gaps, and then you have to paint it all over again. It's remodeling, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way to call it. That'd be a house. But yeah, that'd be the ideal way to do things. I don't know if it's faster, though. I just know that my shading really gets weird. Yeah, it's Truck Production says, well, Giles' information is about 26 years out of date now. Oh yeah, Shadaloo, how they fallen? They fell and then they tried to come back in Street Fighter V. I kind of felt like it was a good move to have them go away. Street Fighter 4 was like, okay, we got Sin Organization. Okay, it's a new evil criminal organization. I could deal with that. But it was just a cover for Shadaloo all over again. I was like, you didn't beat us, we're back. It was like, oh, so we can't go to Street Fighter 3 yet? Okay. I just feel like, just go to Street Fighter 3 already. I just want to go, I want to see what's after, well, what's after Street Fighter 3 is Street Fighter Third Strike. But I want to see what's after Third Strike. Because 3 and Third Strike have two different endings. I appreciate that Capcom gave us a new set of endings to flesh out the characters in Third Strike, but there's so many unanswered questions from Third Strike and 3. Well, Third Strike mainly. Like, who was Remy's father? Stuff like that. But if they don't think it's important, I guess we shouldn't think it's important. I don't know, I like these characters. I mean, we're playing these characters. We're using them as avatars for ourselves, so I kind of want to understand the character that I'm playing better. Alright, back to comments. Smurfia says, Shadaloo's goals seem like they were trying to provide a new body for Bison, and he never seemed to get one. That's true. Seemed like, it's kind of interesting. I always thought that, okay, there was a storyline, like Street Fighter 4 seemed like Bison was abducting fighters to use their bodies as basis for his new body. Like, erasing them of personality and all that stuff where he could throw his consciousness in them. But then I look at Seth, and I thought that Seth was going to be another bison body. Then I just get really confused. It was like a storyline that they kind of halfway explained, but they didn't explain it good, and it gets murky and confusing. Well, at least for me. But if it confuses me, it must confuse other people. What is that? Oh, okay, I see what happened. When I move this arm in. Huh. I don't know if this is better or worse. Okay, I think that... I don't know. Save. Okay, back to comments. Chat box. Shadowloo. Smurfy says Street Fighter 2V was hilarious. Kuma was in every episode doing something random. He was at the airport at baggage claims in India buying rice. Yeah, he was one of the people they hired to try to beat up Ryu and Ken too. He was in the crowd. He was all over the place. He was like, "Where's Waldo?" Which was kind of funny because if you look at Street Fighter Alpha the movie, he's hidden in the background. I mean, not Street Fighter Alpha. Street Fighter 2 the animated movie. He's in the background there. He's not even a major character. They just stuck him in there. They're like, "Hey, let's keep doing that. We can't think of a good storyline. Let's just throw him in there." I think he was in prison too. When Ryu was in the Thai prison, he was there too. I really like that series. It goes kind of wacky when they get to Barcelona, and Shadowloo really starts taking hold in the story. I like the idea of following Ryu and Ken on their Musha Shugyo around the world, learning new martial arts and how to harness Hado and learn Muay Thai and stuff like that. It was a cool way to level up. Like, oh, they know all these skills and how to fight so good because they traveled the world learning it, and they were actually showing that. There's not a lot of shows that, well, Dragon Ball does. Dragon Ball shows you how they learn, but how Goku learned what he knows. But not a lot of shows care that much about stuff like that. Alright, this kind of looks good. This robot hand, kind of looks good. I could keep working on the pants some more. That'd probably be easier. Focus on this. I'm taking this way. Alright, how's it looking? It's not too bad. This crease is probably going to need a little work done on it. Well, it's no yin and yang, yang Street Fighter 3 animation, but this section right here is starting to look like something. That's kind of weird. That kind of... I don't know if that looks good or not. Anyway, back to comments. Basically, yeah. They were basically continuing the meme of Akuma doing out-of-character things in Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. He was selling fruit. That was kind of establishing some art, but that was Street Fighter Alpha 1 art. That was before the movie. So, when they made that art, they made it official that Akuma actually sells fruit. Weird. Wait, what else? Much billion. Yeah, I think this is a good method of roughing out an animation, and you don't have to redraw / adjust everything by any means. Mostly just the flowy bit and maybe the pants. I kind of want more frames. This leg's looking kind of okay. This foot kind of snaps into place. Probably have to change that. This looks okay. Still work. I need to move this, but this part, I like that. Lunch a billion. If you're too purist about doing absolute everything from scratch, you'll be inefficient. It's an interesting way to put it. Would it be inefficient or... I don't know. I mean, there are benefits to drawing it out completely. But do those benefits survive being turned into pixel art? Or do they get diminished when you turn them into pixel art? And then it kind of defeats the purpose? I don't know. I think there's an argument either way. Would it still be as much work as what I'm doing now? Going over all the stuff that I've done, or would it bypass that whole process and just give me good results? Or would just turning into pixel art be the challenge? I don't know. But yeah, this would definitely be flowing right. This would definitely benefit from being redrawn. Like, even if I redrew it just in pixel art. Because it's a challenge. But I don't like the shading. The shading's so much trouble. You know what? Maybe I should erase it and redraw it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it really hard. Okay, I'll save and... Save as... There. Alright, let's do this. Let's redraw this bottom half at least. I'm gonna erase it and I'll draw it in. Yeah, this isn't going to be a salty butt animation. So either look really good or really bad. Alright, it's gone. And I think it was trimmed with red, so I guess I'll just use this. Turn that on. Alright, let me see where. So like, get a flow going. So here. Hold up. All frames, transparent. Why isn't it showing? Both. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm on frame number 1. I'm gonna do this. Can't see it. Okay, how does that look? Back to comments. I'm so far behind. This Trap Productions. Yep, the characters became part of us, so we want to understand who they are instead of them being functions. Insert jokes. Yeah. This Trap Productions. I really wish Ryu would have punched the drug enforcement agent who threw him into prison. Man, that story. I know the characterizations were off. But in my mind, while I was watching that, I was saying, this isn't who they are now, this is who they're going to become. But I don't think Capcom ever imagined Ryu being so carefree and stuff. And then having the power of Hado in his body be like so volatile that he has to live his life in solitude, trying to train and constrain it to his will so that he won't hurt people around him, so he stays away from people. That was a weird way to go about it, but it worked. So if someone just watched that and then they said, oh, that's why he's wandering, so in case, you know, the Hado emerges and explodes or something, then they turn that into the Dark Hado, and it kind of, I don't know, I think he was fine the way he was, just being a dude on a Musha Shugyo journey. Warrior's pilgrimage, trying to fight the best people and learn about himself as a fighter. Platformer. Ooh, I'm Platformer 64. Welcome. Sorry, I'm like 10 minutes behind. I'm liking this. Looking clean. Oh, thanks. I better click on here. Lunch a billion. Akuma gotta make a living. Yeah. In the movie, Assassin's Fist, he would just go hunting. Like, I think he had a big deer over his back and stuff. I think there's a I don't know if it's a photo official drawing, but it was. I think it was probably in the fan tribute. It was like him with buckets over his shoulders and I think a fish. So yeah, he hunts. He just kills stuff, I guess. But according to the official art, sometimes he needs money, maybe for a plane ticket or something. So he goes into the city and he sells fruit. I think a lot of people use that as an example of him being kind of a chaotic. I mean, a neutral evil or something. Like the fact that he only fights worthy foes and all that stuff. He doesn't kill. Well, I don't know. Is that killing for pleasure or is it self-fulfillment? It's kind of interesting way to see things. Actually, this should be over. What? Maybe it. So I don't need this line here. Maybe this moves too much. It's moving left and right, but it's not moving down, even though his body's moving down. I just noticed that. Well, it moved down 1 pixel, but it moves up a few pixels more. What else? What else? It goes up, then it goes down again. Then it goes down again, 1 pixel. Yeah, I think that works. Save. Trap Production says, yeah, you're right. It was just in the art in the movie. He was just in the background. Lunch a billion. How is he going to travel around the world to tempt Ryu to use Satsuino? I don't. Lunch a billion. Every time Ryu resists the Dark Hado, Akuma is faced with another 6 months of selling fruits. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe fly Southwest airline or something. I don't know. If you think about it, maybe he would stow away on a ship, you know. Just teleport on there. Just sleep in the back of a corner. Hope no one sees him. Get him one day. Satsuino. Lunch a billion. Hey, not a bad start. Yeah, it's not too shabby. But I have to get it to the level where you could look at this animation, you know, while you're playing a character. So one day, maybe, you got the potential to be a character. Lunch a Billion says, Assassin's Fist is my favorite Street Fighter story content ever, by far. So good. It's a good accumulation of a whole bunch of source material. That's what I like about it. It's like, you can tell it's made by fans because they reference a lot of things to make their story. It's like a good stew of Street Fighter content all put together. Got a little bit of Street Fighter 2V thrown in there. You've got a lot of Street Fighter Generations in there. And yeah, a lot of Easter eggs. Maybe not even a lot. I know Dan's in there. Well, they mention Dan. They don't show Dan. Yeah, I like the way they took every element of story that fit and put it together. If it worked in their narrative, you know? As long as it didn't conflict with the story that they were telling, they put it in there. And that's good because then it's not just you making up a bunch of stuff, it's you researching and saying, in one continuity or story they did this, maybe we could use that element in our story to flesh it out. So there'd be a history of it. Billion. Right. Smurf, yeah. They turned Ryu into Bruce Banner trying to keep the Hulk at bay. Yeah, basically. I never even thought about it that way, but that's exactly what they did. Yep, Munch Biggins has Street Fighter's greatest hits. At the end of the... I think it was Shadow Falls? No, wait, that's the name of the story mode in Street Fighter V. At the end of the Go 90 special that Joey Ansa, you know, that Go 90 Street Fighter short, they actually show M. Bison. I think the guy's suit was padded for muscles, but he was a good likeness. It wasn't a big name actor, I don't think. I couldn't really see his face in the shadows. They could still, if they wanted to, recast him to be someone like with a big name and just have a stuntman. But Joey's pretty dedicated to having the actor do his own stunts in front of the camera. But Gotetsu, the actor who played Gotetsu he didn't do his own stunts. So, I guess there's exceptions. A long song. I just thought of like a clickbait title for Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Only real fans will know where this is from. Well, that's Goken's daughter from the old Street Fighter manga. And it still looks kind of stoppy. There will probably be a wave, like crease wave going down. Let's see this here. Let's go down here. This will probably be at the bottom. Kind of stoppy. It's interesting. Yeah, Ryu and Ken playing Mega Man was cool. This says Smurfia. Yeah, that was good product placement too. It's just really interesting that Street Fighter 1 and Mega Man 2, or was it Mega Man 1? That was Mega Man 2 they... So what year was it? Mega Man 1 and Street Fighter came out in 87. Mega Man 2. Interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. No, that doesn't look that wonderful. wish it worked. I wish it worked. Whoa. You know what? I kind of want to get rid of this darker purple. Don't know if I should put that down here. I mean, pink colors. I light it back when I figure out what I'm doing. So I guess... So there's legs here. So I guess I will keep these highlights there, no matter what, to represent the legs behind it. Alright, that kind of works. Wouldn't it be a clean fold though? Folds are lines. Wouldn't really be a wave, would it? Scribble, scribble, scribble. Not sure if this should be a thing. The Japanese invented these games. Yeah, that was a good line. Some of the line delivery was kind of weird. I didn't like the editing that much in Assassin's Fist. I think things lingered a bit too much at parts. But I like the movie. I just feel like it could have been even better. Yeah, I'm not feeling this wave effect. It just looks weird. I'll have to ixnay. Gonna have to ditch that. Look at that, looks weird too. A little bit. I wonder if they're gonna, Joey Ansa and company are gonna make the sequel to Assassin's Fist. Just, from what I heard, they're gonna make the World Warrior and skip Street Fighter 1. But I really don't want them to skip Street Fighter 1. Because Street Fighter 2, as far as the Sagat versus Ryu thing, that rivalry's built on Street Fighter 1. So having Ryu meet Sagat again in Street Fighter 2, out for revenge, that would be a missed story opportunity. Eh. Not sure I like that. Smurfia says, having a preview of the animation as you work on it seems useful. I don't think I can do that with my version of Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop's tough. Animating in Photoshop is really tough. Yep, this is pretty invaluable. Really not sure about these folds in the pants. I mean, not the pants. In the tunic. I think I'll stop on the hour. So about 6 minutes I'll stop streaming. Doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Seems like it will probably take me a good 6 hours to actually make this look decent. All because of this. This right here. It's a lot of trouble. Yeah, I've tried to animate in Photoshop before. One thing I love about Photoshop is the different brushes and textures it has for the pens and pencils and brushes, I guess. But as far as animation, it isn't really... It has animation options now, but it doesn't seem like it's made for animation. Maybe it needs a highlight. If I had to highlight to it, no, I'd probably still make it look bad. Okay, let's do this anyway. Here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's like there's something behind that cloak. That actually kind of sort of looks a little better. But it still looks like something's hanging down there. It's so weird. Smurf, yeah. And yes, I realize you're not... Okay. And now you know my pain. I'll be working on stuff for hours and then go, yeah, I really, really hate this, and trash the entire animation. Ugh. Well, at least you're working on something really beautiful. I wish I could hang out with Chi-Chi as much as you get to. Sometimes I think about the stuff I'm trying to animate and I'm like, okay, I'm animating a little blue cat and a really weird robot girl. I'm just doing it because no one else will. It's really a situation where it's like, well, if I don't make this character, no one's gonna make it because no one likes this. No one either cares enough to make this character or something, you know. Like if it was Goku or something. Or Vegeta, it's like, yeah, people have made those before. There's hundreds of them, probably. But there's only a handful of Arales and no Neko Majin Z's out there. That's why I started making Neko Majin Z. I was like, no one's gonna care if I finish this or not. Nobody cares about Neko Majin. Okay, I think this works, but it's kind of boring. And I still think it needs more frames, but I really don't want to go through the trouble of making them work. Yeah, that's boring looking. Okay, that kind of looks okay. Yeah, I should probably stop. I am kind of stuck. Oh man, you have no idea how much I just want to make Bardock. No dress, no weapons, no boobs. Yeah, Bardock would be easy. You've got skin-tight armor, so the only thing you have to worry about is hair. And what the arms and legs are doing. Everything's skin-tight, so yeah, that'd be easy. It wouldn't be that pretty to look at, though. It would be very easy. No baggy clothes. Just flowing hair. Hair would be pretty easy. That'd just be the one thing you would have to make bounce. I think this has potential, but there's a lot to do. I would have, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this all in one night. This is the stance that people would have to see constantly, so I guess I'll wrap things up right now. But yeah, I wanna animate girls. Sexy lady. Tao Pai Pai is cool though. He's a cool dude. Yes. Man, congestion. He has a good presence about him. It's like so confident. That's why that one episode in Dragon Ball Z where he showed up and Goku was there freaked him out so much. It was funny because it's like Goku's the only guy who's ever been able to beat him. In every other situation, he's undefeatable. Yep, Yatagarasu has some good fold reference. Oh yeah, okay, I'll check out Yatagarasu. Alright everyone, I'm going to head out. I've been streaming for... how long? 2 hours and 35 minutes. Man, it feels like I've been streaming longer. I've been talking the whole time. Well, not the whole time, most of the time. But yeah, I hope to stream again soon. I have one more King of Fighters character to make art of before I can get King of Fighters 14 Steam Pass. Woo! What else? I may work on this again. But yeah, I'll work on Meiten-kun art tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but sometime next week, this week, whatever week it is. Other than that, I don't know what else to stream. I could probably try to think of a Neko Majin throw. I still haven't done any throws for Neko Majin. I can't. They're too difficult. Like, I want to do something original, not just some over-the-shoulder throw. I could probably do the Ken roll thing where he grabs you and rolls over. Alright, Platformer 64, see you later. Okay, I'll just thank everyone who showed up tonight. Thank Isotrop Productions. I'd like to thank Wind and Fire Productions. Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to thank Smurf Yeah for the advice and insight on how you work on sprites. It wasn't much, but it was something. Just knowing what the perils of working on Chi-Chi and using Photoshop. Thank you, Lunch a Billion. I appreciate you stopping by. And Platformer 64. Yeah, it was a pretty productive stream. I don't know if all animations start off this janky and clunky, but I think maybe they all do. It's just that we linger in the, you know, the results for so long we forget the all the hardships and stuff that we went through just to get to the decent animation. Yeah, maybe it should just run at 6. Save. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a good week. Work week. And until next time, be seeing ya. Stay out of trouble.